This accords with the traditional claim by adherents that Kabbalah is the concealed part of the oral Torah. To some, the Zohar is the words of Satan, and to others is the words of a Jewish god. Many mainstream Jews have distanced themselves from the Zohar and the Kabbalah altogether. The Zohar is an evil book. It makes its reader invoke the negative energies of Lilith and allows them to use it in our realm for personal gain. The Freemasons, Illuminati, Satanists, whatever you want to call them, practice the black arts of the Kabbalah and consult the Zohar. Kabbalah teaches, amongst other things, that eventually you can become so godlike, so close to Yahweh, that you no longer require the Torah. If you're a Muslim, you won't need the Quran. And if you're a Christian, then the Bible becomes a hopeless book that you no longer need to be.
Hey YouTube world, Harvest is plenty. Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Please don't forget to hit or smash that thumbs up or like button for me. Also giving you guys a heads up, I'm working on some videos about the Golden Age. As you know, Trump referenced the Golden Age in his acceptance speech. And I want to be able to give you guys a little bit of history and a working knowledge of it and what was really meant in that veiled allegorical reference. For those of you who don't know, the Golden Age was the time, and they've used the term Golden Age, for a lot of different things, but that veiled reference was concerning the time in the pre-flood world when the fallen angels and their Nephilim children, when they interacted with humanity out in the open and they ruled during the times of Atlantis. Plato talked about it in his writings. And so that's coming, so be on the lookout for that and some other things. Now, concerning this video today, the Kabbalah, as you guys know, I did a video about Tucker Carlson. He said that he was attacked and mauled by a demon in his sleep in his bed. And I said that Tucker was a practicing Kabbalist, the same way the Pharisees was practicing Kabbalists in the Bible when Jesus clashed with them. And in that video, I mentioned that Trump had a Kabbalah teacher that he, referenced in his own books, that he said in his own words, in his own mouths. And so I decided to take a different tack, because sometimes you guys hear a lot from me, but I wanted someone else to also speak about it as well. So I'm going to upload this video that was done by Richie, and you can see his opinion of what's going on as well. Hope you enjoy the video. Trust, there are many more to come. And so I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Continue to prep and prepare. And may God continue to bless you and your family.
It is June 6, 2017. And what am I showing you? I'm showing you a video I put up several months ago that was called Trump Will Usher in the 7 Noahide Laws, or the One World Religion. Now, a lot of people didn't like that because Trump was here to save the world. Remember, Trump was not one of them. Trump isn't one of the elite. Trump is for people like us. Well, I'd like to think that maybe, perhaps, somehow people have started to wrap their heads around this, that Trump is nothing more than what Obama was to Bush and what Bush was to the guy before him and to the guy before him and so on and so forth and blah, blah, blah. Because that's exactly what they do. But Trump is a little bit more dangerous than the other guys because things like this, ushering in the Noahide laws, are completely for Israel. Trump's son, his son-in-law Kushner, what is he? He's a dual citizen, right? He's completely, totally down for Israel. This is what these guys do. They're pushing the Israeli agenda, and these are not the Israelites. These are Israelis. Sound the same? Completely different. This is a book right here, written by President Donald Trump, The Way to the Top, Trump. You can buy this ebook for $11.99 or $9.11 backwards, but don't let that get in your way, right? Let's look at a few things. 4 people have given me sound nuggets of wisdom that have helped me keep my business in perspective. When I was 19, I complained to David Geffen about some other people and blah, blah, blah. David turned to me and said, "You don't need to be a racehorse, blah, blah, blah." But look at this. One day, when my Kabbalah teacher, Aiton Yardini, asked how I was doing, I told him I needed a break. I was thoroughly exhausted, overwhelmed, and overworked. His Kabbalah teacher, that's Ben right out there. Where was that when he was vetted? Where was that when people were talking about it? Who was telling you about this crap? Exactly. Now, this was an interview not all that long ago where they straight up asked Trump, who claimed to be a Christian, who claimed to be close with the Vatican, and we've already seen him visiting the Pope and dropping off gifts that tie directly into the cover of The Economist magazine, which should be a great concern to many people. But this is how Trump answered. This is pretty well known.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? That's a tough question. I don't think in terms of, I'm a religious person. It's a great book. But have you ever asked God for forgiveness? I'm not sure I have. I just go and try and do a better job from there. I don't think so.
And again, looking at his own words, it makes perfect sense why he would not, because he is simply cloaking himself behind Jesus, when in fact, he believes in the teachings of the Kabbalah. And now these aren't my words. I didn't write this book. This is on page 188 of Trump's own book, The Way to the Top. One day when my Kabbalah teacher, so he wasn't just interested in the Kabbalah, he actually studied it so hard with his teacher that he had to take time off because he was exhausted, overwhelmed, and overworked. Now, I would imagine that consulting with demonic figures, asking for fame, fortune, and maybe even the presidential seat can be quite exhausting because there's always a quid pro quo. And I can only imagine what it is that the demon asked Trump in return. At any rate, it's just more of the same. We already saw this coming a mile away. Many of my subscribers and myself, other people, it's time to wake up. I didn't write this book. Trump did.